so much of yourself. I think it's just so beautiful and it's so inspiring. So thank you for that, because you inspire us to be the same, you know? It's like you light that, you're like that igniter. You light that fire, and it's just like, it's so like magnetic, you know? And I just appreciate that so much about you.
Thank you so much. And so much to say about you. So thank you. We're here. We made it. Dynamic Women series. You know, you are that person who I can come with an idea and you're just like, let's do it. This is all you. Like, you really are there for people. And when I met you, because we met at the Powerful You conference.
It was so quick, but yet there was such a bond,
Boom.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like magnets.
It's just like, boom, okay, I met you. I feel like I know you from somewhere, even though we didn't. And it's just, yeah, it's been a very, for me, something surreal, but that's how it should be, you know? You see someone and you're just drawn to that person. And so I absolutely love what you're about and everything that you do. Now I'm going to share just a few of the pictures.
It's just wonderful when you meet your soul tribe, you know? And I think that's what we do when we're helping people or creating the platforms that we do or the events that we do. I think part of it's bringing the soul tribe together. And there's been so many times it's like, I know you, like my soul recognizes you. And I think that's so amazing. And that's why it's so important to do the work that we do and answer the call.
Absolutely.
You know?
And here's something you posted. I think this was one of your first 3 posts on Instagram. And it says, I am a giver. I am a giver. I'm here to spread love. I'm here to serve others. My purpose is about bringing value to people. I was blessed with the gift of giving. I can rest well at night knowing I gave my soul, my energy, and my heart to others. I want to live fully and die empty.
I don't know why that made me emotional.
because it is your essence. When I read it, I was like, yes, that is Gina, and I couldn't wait to talk to you today. So let's start.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Oh my gosh, that is a great reminder too. That meant a lot to me when I started the Instagram. I didn't know where I was going to take it, you know, or what laid in the future of where I am now. So it's nice to think back at starting it, thinking of the name, thinking of what I wanted to do, and then setting that as like my mission. So thanks for that.
Yeah. And I know you have so much you're doing. You're providing such sharing of your gifts and helping others in so many ways. But I want to take it back a bit. Tell us, how would you describe yourself before first, one thing that you were grateful for this week, because we have to start with our news of gratitude. So share something for this week or from today.
I'm super grateful to be here with you for sure. And the opportunity that we even get to speak. I am grateful for, in thinking about this, I started thinking, it hit me that my mom and my grandmother were healers. And I started, that light bulb clicked of, wow, like I did not expect to fall into this role. I really didn't. And that how I ended up in this role, I feel so much more closer to the women that they are and what they attributed to me of the things that I saw them do when I was growing up. That just before I came on, I was like, wow, like I could really say I'm a 3rd generational healer, but I'm carrying that essence and that power from our ancestors that were called. And that was a moment I was really grateful for today. That realization.
Wow, that is beautiful. That you felt that connection even deeper.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm doing a healing, my I mean, I have memories of my mom, like people would travel from all over. This was back in the day, right? No internet, nothing. They would hear about her. She would, on our kitchen table, you know, with the plastic that they used to put over the, she would get like those blankets, those thick blankets you get from Mexico, and you just lay them on. And she'd put them on the dining room table, and she'd do like the cupping with the cups. And I never knew what that was. So like, why are there like, you know, and they'd come from all over to do that with her.
Wow.
And she wasn't a chiropractor. She wasn't an acupuncturist. She wasn't anything. She was just, you know, she had this knowledge from way back when. I mean, that was just one little piece. And that was a big memory for me that I thought of that, you know? So whenever I'm in the realm of doing Reiki or doing the sound, like the one-on-ones, or I do a very ancient ritual on the evil eye. That's very ancient. And I always like feel her near. Like I kind of feel her. I feel like her. You know what I mean? Like I feel like she's within me. So there's a big connection there that I now I'm very proud to, and honored. I'm very honored to be able to share that and give that out, you know, and honor those gifts that we're given, because everyone has gifts.
Yeah.
It just depends on what they are. They're not all the same for everyone. And when we really step in and honor that authenticity within ourselves, we shine and we help people. And as we serve, we're actually helping ourselves more than anything. And you know, with my coaching, with the clients I have, helping them step into their own power of their dreams, connecting to their authentic self, you know, women that want to release traumas or things that hold them back and really shine. It's been a blessing to see lives change that way.
Yeah,
You know?
it absolutely. And what would you say? So you have an amazing journey, challenges, so many triumphs, your battle wounds, but more like your love wounds, because I think as you've shared and we've shared in conversations, all of those experiences really crack open our heart even more, where you really see the light within you. And so maybe tell us a bit of some of those moments for you that were so pivotal, that just took you to places you didn't know about yourself.
Oh, definitely. I just posted something recently about bless the thing that cracked you open, because the world needs you open.
Yeah.
And I could look back at very pivotal moments before stepping into this healer, coach. What I don't even know what to call myself, mentor. I mean, like sometimes I'm like, when people ask me what do I do, I don't know what to say, you know?
I think we need to create a whole.
I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm like, you're here, like I'm your giver, like whatever you need, you know. But I know that people that find me are called to and that work with me. But I think before all this, I was in the corporate world. I was in marketing. I knew I needed to get out. And, you know, we get so comfortable with a salary or health benefits, or just, you know, it was years. And it's like, what am I going to do? I was helping support my parents. So there was that comfort of steady paycheck. Yeah. You know, it's an invisible security blanket. Yeah. And my father had been ill for so long growing up. Like it was just, he had heart problems. And then he got sicker. And then my mom ended up getting diagnosed with cancer. So my father passed away during my mom's chemo and radiation treatment. It was really difficult to deal with my dad's death. And at the same time, 3 months later, I separated from my husband. So it was like a death, cancer, and a separation all in like a month of each other. And then I ended up getting into an accident myself on PCH. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. So for a whole year, I could barely walk. I was recovering from that. I was mourning my dad, but then 3 months after my accident, my mom passed away. So it was literally like everything is jam-packed in this thing. And I spiraled. I mean, I tried to be strong, and finally, you're like, you give up. I didn't want to be part of the world. I didn't want to be part of this machine that people called the world, corporate America, whatever, anything. And I really also started, I think, to not like people. It just, when you're in that dark place, it was so dark. But deep inside, there was always a voice that was like, you don't belong here. This is not you. You need to figure it out. Yeah. And on my path, there was a lot of angels that came into my life, and like were the ones that planted seeds of my healing or my growth, and everything that I teach now or administer now. And I'm still healing from a lot. I still grieve my parents. I have tools to help me, but I still allow myself that time to maybe cry and let it out and just understand it. Or, emotions come up. Like, we're not perfect. Absolutely. I'm the first one to show up and be like, I'm not perfect. I say these things because I also need them, and we grow together. So the NLP, the hypnotherapy, the sound healing, the breath work, the Reiki, all of it were little stepping stones in my own journey. Like, I went through every single phase, and it empowered me to where I am today. I don't even know how I got here, kind of from how dark and low it was. But again, like you said, those things that break us, when we allow them and search for the growth and search for the healing and be open-minded and know I'm the one that's responsible for my own healing. No matter if my parents are dead, this guy that hit me, my ex-husband, all of it, whatever anyone does on the external, I'm at cause, and I'm responsible for my own healing and how I react to it. And it's okay sometimes to feel like you need help, you're down, and someone lifts their hand and helps you on your 2 feet. And I was blessed to have that in my life with numerous people through the stages. I wouldn't be here without any of that. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I don't know if I would have said I'd want to go through it again, but I wouldn't be here without it. And that I could be grateful for,
Yeah. It's like how you say, this was truly your spirit unique life path, that the events, how the events happened in your life and in those moments, how much clarity it gives you to the human spirit, to how to be able to not just help yourself, but to give that light to others as well. And I thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
That, because
I've realized, the things that I've been through, I can relate on so many levels on different aspects. Yeah. Because it happened all at once. And it's, who's not grieving, who's not going through a breakup, who's not feeling good enough. I gained so much weight because of the accident. I had just finished running the Santa Monica stairs, like fully fit, met my goal, and all of a sudden I can't walk for a year. Yeah. So that whole image and just not feeling good, or building back my confidence, so many aspects of it. But it's allowed me to relate in ways to so many because of what I've been through, like what people go through. It's in vain if you don't share it and try to help, right?
Absolutely. And so you have really transformed those moments, and it's true. It's not about, I'm erasing these moments, I'm forgetting them. No, it's part of your story. It's part of our story when we go through these very difficult moments.
Yeah.
It really is what weaves together your life story. And so in reflecting on that, and I know you mentioned that it's part of you, and life is still happening, there's still so many new experiences to happen, that you have now your toolbox. Like Gina has her toolbox. And so what are some of the ways that you can share in what's going on right now in the world, or what you've gone through in the past year, now that you've learned so much, but you're still continuing to open your heart even more, what are some of those experiences that, and how do you see them now at this stage in your life?
Um, I look back and it is like everyone has their own hero's journey, you know, everyone has their story of overcoming something. Not one person that we know has not had something that has affected them. And I think when I finally took ownership of my thoughts, my words, my feelings, how I spoke to myself. I mean, literally my first mentor, my first thing to ever do, ever. This is me like not leaving the house for so long. And I'm like, okay, I need help. And I meet this person, is just wake up and smile. That I'm like, wake up and smile. Like, okay, what? You know? And and she refused to see me until I started just that. And the very fact is I didn't feel like smiling. I didn't feel like I had a reason to. I mean, I just lost my mom, you know, like that feeling of like there's nothing to smile about, right? And a week went by and I thought, well, at least I can make someone else's day by smiling at them. So I would do it. I actually tried to go back to work like immediately after the accident, which was a really bad idea. And I relapsed like big time. So during that time is when the wake up and smile was happening. So I would like try to smile at people on the street in the middle of downtown LA. And you know, like everyone's busy and and I'm like, how am I going to smile at this person in the elevator? But one thing I realized doing it and committing to it for a whole 4 days is I started feeling lighter, a little. Like I felt the little shift. It was different. Something happened. Now that I know what I know, and I've studied mindset and I've studied the mind-body connection, and I'm going into 2 months of extensive training in July 8th. So I'll be like MIA for about 2 months to train even more. And I'm going to be a trainer, so I get to teach and certify people. Now I know that there's a mind-body connection there with our words and our physiology. So as I was smiling, my brain was telling my body, you're happy. But my body was telling my mind I was happy. So it's the cycle of shift, you know, and that's a big thing that I teach. That's one of the first things I teach is minding our words, minding our feelings, minding our state. If we like the laugh therapy, I don't know if anyone's been in my Soundbath live, we do laughing together. And it literally instantly shifts the room. Like everyone's immediately like happy and just in this different state that they were in just a second ago. So those are, if we can just manage and gain control over what we say, what we feel, and our physiology, our state, how we stand. If you're slouching, you know, how does it make you feel other than if you're just standing up straight and feeling like, how does a confident person stand? You know, it completely shifts us in our subconscious mind and deep in our mindset. It's kind of like if I were to say to you, don't think of a purple Oreo. What are you thinking of?
Yeah, it's right there, purple Oreo.
Purple Oreo. The pictures that we paint in our head are so important. So if I'm saying myself constantly, I don't want to be poor, I don't want to be alone, I don't want, you know, the I don't wants, right? Painting the picture in our head. What are we painting? We're painting the picture of staying poor. We're painting the picture of I don't want to lose my job. You're painting the picture of losing your job. I don't want to. So what I teach is say it how you mean it. Say it how you want it and focus on what you want. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy by creating this. I want to make X amount of money by doing this. So then now the mind is focused on that picture. And how fascinating is how our mind and body work is there's something called the reticular activating system, the RAS. And it's like the radar that looks for the resources that we need, that we want. Like if you ever wanted a car and then you see that car everywhere outside in the city. That's what that's doing, is you have it on your radar and it's pinpointing all the resources for you to get it. That car's always been there. We just haven't noticed it. So it's the same thing with say it how you want it, focus on what you want. Really, that's why goals and detailed goals are so important, because then we're creating that visualization in our mind and then it propels us forward. The same thing with healing.
Absolutely. So yeah, going back to energetics, the energies, right? Where the energy goes, your mind flows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I, even from seeing your Instagram as well, and all the training that you've done, I mean, you read a lot, Ram Dass and all the different self-help, but self-realization authors and speakers. Like, you're really well connected into those resources, and which is so important when we do go to certain healers that we're called to, is that it's not just one thing that works. There's so much available, and people are drawn to different modalities, but really it's about connecting with the person and syncing in with that energy of the person, because once you're able to connect, I mean, I'm sure with your clients, if you can tell us a little bit of what that experience has been with your clients that come to you and the ones that you really see just flourish.
Yeah.
What are those qualities of someone really?
It really is an openness and an allowance to change. Like I always say, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? It'll always stay the same. So there, and sometimes it's these little shifts we need. The smile, you know, sometimes it's big shifts, boundaries, you know, energetically. I mean, I've been listening to Dr. Lipton a lot, who talks about energy. I mean, right now we can measure the brain waves without even putting anything on the head. It's called an EMG. So that really shows you too how energy is real, right? That you can actually do that. It amazes me. But when the clients come in, they're searching, and usually you don't want it to be painful for change. You don't want to get to the point where it hurts too much that you need to change, right? Sometimes people wait until and then a lot of my clients are really successful. They want to up level. So they're willing to do the work, because it's always going to be a process. We just think that we're going to do one thing and overnight it's just going to change. And that's not the case. I wish it was. I really do. It adds on each other. It layers on each other. And as we do the work daily in the practices, then things completely shift, and we shift our identity, you know? We shift our identity into something that we want to be. And identity can shift instantly when we choose it. And when we shift our identity, like I am a person who loves working out. I am a person who loves reading. I am a person who is confident. You could put anything behind it. It could be beneficial to you, or it could be a negative. If we're putting something negative there, I am a procrastinator. I am, lazy. Whatever we put. Then do you see how it changes the picture?
Oh yeah.
And then from changing that identity, it then affects our values, what's important to us. And then from what's important to us, it affects our beliefs. And all of these can be shifted. At one point, we believed Santa existed. At one point, we believed, we could be a superhero, So those beliefs can be shifted. What's important to us can be shifted, and our identity can be shifted. So what I help with is shifting into that identity. And the clients are always ready to do the work, eager. They know that it's going to be them that does it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guide. I'm going to give all the tools. I'm going to put 250% in. But I could give you everything I know. And if you're not going to do anything with it, nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
It's not going to be this instant. I used to wait. I used to be someone that used to be like, lightning's going to strike. The knight in shining armor is going to come. Life's going to totally change. And time went on and nothing changed. You know, the lightning didn't strike. And then I realized I was in control and I had the power.
Yeah.
And how beautiful it is that we have the power. Like how beautiful it is that we can actually do this and create.
That is right. Yeah. And, you know, it's also when you talk about that, about taking back your power, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost that, yes, we get to these moments where we slowly start taking back our power from, you know, our upbringing and what our family has programmed us with, from society's like work, and that you have to work the 9 to 5 and it has to be
Yes.
that you have to go to college, you know, all of these different pieces that we start taking back our power. And so when when some people, like you said, it's not just one thing, whereas I'm sure you've heard as well, oh, if you go do ayahuasca, you're gonna have these. I've heard it from people who've done it where, oh, I thought I was gonna, you know, everything was gonna make sense, right? Because maybe they went through something very traumatic, and so they want the answers. And so they might do mushrooms, or they turn to these different substances, which are very powerful, and with proper guidance, sure, it's also a medium, but it's not the holy grail, right?
There might be one thing that's going to be super impactful for something. Like everything that I went through was super impactful for like a certain issue that I was dealing with, but I still had other layers and other things. Like breath work really helped me with my grief and that release of tapping into the emotions and letting it out, and just, you know, tapping maybe into the subconscious mind. The sound healing helped my chronic pain from my accident. At the time, that was like a big thing. I was in pain all the time. It was like a 10 all the time for a year. And no matter what I did, I searched high and low. I went to electric acupuncture, cupping, healers. I mean, everything that you can imagine. And did it take it completely away? No, but it took it down from a 10, you know? So there's going to be things that are going to be super impactful, but there's still a process with it. It's not going to be like you're one and done. We are living a life of growth every day. We wake up with something to learn, something to give, something to receive, a new aha moment. I know some days just we're like kind of robotic, you know, and we can allow ourselves that too sometimes, but we're never going to be done. There's always going to be something that we're going to need. And that's the beauty of it. And I think that's when people think that I'm just going to go do ayahuasca and this is going to be the most healing thing because this next person told me that it shifted them completely, but then they have a different experience. I love the mindset work I do with the NLP, with neuro-linguistic programming. It's what Tony Robbins uses. It's what a lot of the greats use out there.
Tell us a little more about that.
So it's how mindset work. It's how our subconscious mind works. So it's tools. So NLP they modeled the greatest of the great. The greatest hypnotherapist, the greatest therapist, the greatest out there that did their job so well and said, why are they so great? And what were they doing, right? And then NLP was born, and NLP has techniques that you can tap into the subconscious mind, rewire and reprogram things. When we're 0 to 7, when we're from ages 0 to 7, we're like a walking open subconscious mind. Everything that we absorb, our parents, our peers, the teachers, I mean, everyone, it's just like, whoop, it goes right in. And we don't have anything like it's called a critical factor to say, no, this is wrong, this is harmful, this is blah, blah, this is, you know, it's just, we're sponges. Yeah. Certain traumas happen there. And sometimes it could be really simple. Like if someone is afraid of public speaking, they could have been 4 going up to sing, you know, their part in one of the plays, or I don't know, and they trip. And the class laughs, and it's not like they're making fun of you, but they laughed and you laughed, and it was not a big deal. But later on in life, the subconscious mind, it's so embedded in there that it remembers the last time that you were in front of people, you were laughed at and you tripped. So it gives you this anxiety, right?
Yeah.
So we go in and we reframe that. We reframe the beliefs. We are able to switch it. We're able to put states in that are empowering, to go back to that root, the root cause of what's holding you back, and be able to unleash that. And once we do, it's a clean slate to bring in and look forward into the future. So there's work, and then there's techniques, and there's processes. You know, I do 8-hour breakthrough sessions where I'm in a room with someone for 8 hours and we're focusing on one part of life: business, personal development, you know, family, spirituality, whatever it is. And we dive deep. I have deep questions we talk about. I have processes that, and then by the 6 to 8 hours, there's a whole complete different shift there, because we went right into the root of it, you know, and like pretty much, and then from there, after that appointment, it's then that person's responsibility to have the boundaries, to focus on what they want, to say it how they mean it, and really take control and be a cause in their life, or nothing's going to change, you know. So that's NLP is very powerful. It's changed a lot of lives, including myself. And it's a tool among with all the other tools that it stacks and layers on each other. And that's what, after August, I'll be able to certify people in it. I'll be able to teach them. I'll be able to certify hypnotherapists. So I'm super excited, because then I love the fact of passing this on, so the healing grows and it shifts, and there's people out there that I can't reach, you know, that these people will. And I think that's so beautiful. I'm excited.